So hey folks, and welcome back to the channel. And on today's video we're actually testing the DJI Action 2 as my main helmet cam. We've got the Insta360 1X2 just on the bars just there, and I've got my sound recorder recording the audio in the pocket. Let's see what the new Action can do. I've got the ND4 filter, as you can see just here on the front of the camera, and I'm filming in 2.7K. Lovely Sunday, it's quite crisp today, about 7 degrees. Well, it's just nice to get out on the bike. Now it's a bit of a test bed video after I showed you the previous video that I did on the new camera setup. We're just out exploring, just doing some testing just to see how it looks. So feel free to comment below, let me know your opinion. And this is at 50 frames per second, and I've got rock steady on, so the picture should be quite stable. As you can see, I'm filming with just the camera module. Now this has a run time of about 70 minutes, so we're going to put that to the test today and see how it is. I do have a battery backup that plugs into the Tilta Cage that it's actually sat in. The camera itself doesn't come with an external slot at all, so you need to get the Tilta Cage if you want to put an external power into that single battery, or you can just use the battery module that comes with the camera, but then your mounting options are a little bit different. So I hope the picture's a little bit wider than the original DJI Action 1. The issues that I had on the first camera, actually it's a wonderful camera, and if you watch the last video you'll see I do still use them. Now they've stopped making that camera, so I have to have an alternative, and I'm exploring the new Osmo or the new Action 2 before I venture down the GoPro route. Lamb Chops has just got himself a new GoPro 10 that he's trialing and testing out. I think he was running a GoPro 4 actually, the previous videos all over these years that he's been doing on YouTube. But yeah, I'll put this through its paces, see if it's any good. I do like the picture quality of DJI, and just the simpleness of the menu systems, and the fact that the first camera never let me down. In fact, I think it did once with a corrupt file, but other than that it's been pretty bang on really. Now the only downside with this, like I say, is if you're using just the camera module, it's only got a 70-minute runtime, which I think is enough for me to get my videos in. I tend to only record what I want to record, and I don't leave it running and then end up cutting it all to pieces on the edit floor. The only downside now is I'm recording the audio separately, so I'm just going to make sure that's synced up properly, whereas the Action 1 I could just plug the lavalier mic that goes in my helmet straight into the camera, so I literally have one file. Now I have 2 files to work with, but I'm okay with that. So we're just coming into Millthorpe. It's kind of a regular run for me, so I do apologise for that really, over the winter period. It's just the back roads are all caked up with mud and crap out of the fields, and I want to stay on some roads that are pretty reasonable. So I tend to try and head up to the lakes and along the A6 as much as possible, just in winter with the roads being so greasy and things. Clothing I'm wearing today, obviously the trusty Merlin Edale jacket. I've switched back onto my heated gloves today, although I don't have the heating elements switched on. a nice gauntlet glove just to keep the wind from going up my sleeves. The Garibaldi gloves that I tested last week were really good, actually, really good. My hands weren't cold in them at all. And what I think I'll do is I'll use these when it's cold, really cold, and as soon as we get to spring I'll use the Garibaldi gloves until we get to summer, and then I'll switch to my either my Knox ones or my Merlin Finlay gloves, which are my vented gloves. Other things that have gone today, I've got my bullet jeans back on. I've taken my textiles off. These bullet jeans are actually double layer jean, and they're fully Kevlar protected throughout the jean, and what that means is they're actually warmer in winter, so I can actually wear these in winter. They don't feel bulky at all on me, and they've got nice knee protection, and also I've put hip protection in these. Now, I went down to see Andy at Junction 33 the other day, the dyno tuner that did my Woolwich ECU flash and race tools, which incorporated the quick shifter. And if you've watched the previous videos, you'll know I took the Woolwich quick shifter and blipper off because I just wasn't using the blipper. I had some issues with it. It was giving a double blip if I did it manually, which I didn't like, so I took it off because I wasn't using it. And I wanted to sell the unit, actually. I thought, well, it cost 350 quid new, I could get 150 quid for it. But apparently Woolwich key the actual quick shifter to the owner that bought it, so I may have mentioned it before, but I can't sell it because it would cost you about 250 quid to get it rekeyed to you, so that's not going to happen. What else has gone on in the week? WD-40, got to give them a mention. They sent me out some chain cleaner and also chain lube and wax that I use on this bike. In fact, I'll put a shot on now what I use to clean my chain, lube my chain, and also wax the bike. And then the other stuff that's coming, should be coming this week. Actually, I've been using the stuff for probably a little over a year now, and that's stuck to downpipes, so downpipe cleaner to clean your exhaust pipes and things with. I see that they've currently been taken on by Halfords online, so the stuff is available online from Halfords now. And also they've got some other superb cleaning products which they're sending out to me this week to try. So I look forward to receiving that, and I'll show you what arrives in the post as and when we get it. Now, one of the things with the Action cameras, including the GoPro 10, obviously there's a lot of computing power in these cameras these days, and a lot of them were overheating at some points. If you were to just sit the camera on a desk inside the house where it's nice and warm and film in 4K, you would get them overheating and shutting off. Well, I don't think I'm going to have that problem today with it being 7 degrees. And also the Tilta camera actually acts like a heat sink and tries to draw the heat away, so I've got clean air coming onto the helmet and the Action cam, and basically that will take the excess heat away from the camera, so it shouldn't shut off. So we'll just be out also testing that, but I don't think I'll have any issues. Now, I see there's a motorcycle show coming up in Manchester. I think it's down near Trafford Park somewhere. And with it being so close to me in Lancashire, I think I will actually pop along to it and have a look. Now, I have been to one a few years ago, and while the main manufacturers don't attend, it's normally the dealerships that go. So Manchester Ducati are always there, and you normally get some of the old heritage collections and things. It's nice to attend, see what's there. There'll be some clothing manufacturers and stuff going, so we'll see what it's all about this year. But yeah, it's not too far away. It's about 45 minutes, 50 minutes away from me, so we'll head down there and see what it's all about. And I'm not sure when that is. I think it's in February, middle of February. I'll put the dates on the screen just now. So we're just in Lindale, up in the South Lake District. We're just heading up to my my sister's just to have a little chit chat and grab a coffee. I was thinking about heading up into the lakes today, but I just don't have the time. I have some family commitments later on today, so that won't happen. I wanted to get a cafe run in today, so that'll have to be next weekend. I think just trying to find the time to fit all the family stuff in and the bike stuff and then hold a full-time job down is quite a feat in itself, really. Would like to do more full-time on the bike, but that's not going to happen for a very long time until I retire, and by that point I'll probably be on a boat in the Med, so that's the plan anyway. So just got to be careful up this road. Top of Lindale, this is the high road that goes down into Grange over Sands. I once came across a deer. Actually, it was in a car that jumped out of the hedge just up here. There's a big private estate on the right hand side. They have some deer on there and they do stray onto the road at night, so just keep my eyes peeled. Last thing I want to do is hit a deer. Now, there were a few comments the other week about winter riding, and a lot of people don't ride in winter because the roads are full of salt and it's not great for the bike. But I think if you protect your bike well enough, then you won't get any rust appearing. Yes, you've got to keep on top of it, and if you go out on a winter ride, you've pretty much got to clean it straight after before you put it away in the evening to keep it tip-top. Okay, so the camera did stop, and it stopped at about 45 to 50 minutes in. So I've now plugged the external charger into the Tilta Cage slot, and by the way, that's a waterproof USB-C slot that they add onto the cage. That doesn't come on the camera, so you have to buy the cage to actually have that feature. Now, if the camera runs probably for about 50 minutes, they say 70 minutes, but that's probably at 1080p, and currently I'm filming in 270-50 frames per second, so it's not too bad, but it's just not long enough to get a full video in. So what I'll do is I'll carry on using the external battery and charger just to keep that plugged in, and I'll do a test on my way home to see how long it lasts with that. It should be pretty much a couple hours, I would imagine, so it should be a lot better, and we'll see how that develops. But yeah, it's been an interesting test. I'll give you more feedback as we use this camera going forward. Hope the picture quality is clear enough, and the colours and everything. Just give me a comments below, and also if you're not a subscriber to the channel, then hit that subscribe button, click that bell for future videos coming up, and I'll catch you on another video soon, guys. Take care. Cheers.